Hey everybody, it's Stacy with Inspired to Scrap, and today I want to talk about awkward clusters. Some of you say that you have a hard time with clusters still, and I know that we've talked about clusters before, but I was trying to think, how can I lay this out so that anybody can do this? It's kind of like having a sketch. You have a sketch for a cluster. You have a sketch for your layout and a little map or a sketch for your cluster. So what I did was I created this little example, this little map, I called it, on the sheet, and I put that step one, and you can read all of this later, but step one, you're going to start with a larger embellishment, and then step two, you're going to add 2 to 3 medium and small embellishments, and then you're going to have fillers. And the fillers to me are one of the most important things in clusters, just making them just look nice and look finished and tied together. And so I'm going to show you a few of my favorite things to use for the fillers in just a minute. And I went ahead and I pulled out some different embellishments from my stash to give you some ideas. And these aren't really finished clusters because I didn't want to stick them down and waste all of my embellishments. I want to be able to use them on other layouts. So I kind of just laid them out and added a few little fillers here and there. But some of you might have these wooden pieces. You can use these for your main step one embellishment. And then I added so for my medium embellishments here, I added this little button, and then I added 2 butterflies, and then I picked a couple small ones, and so for my small ones I did the flowers and the 2 hearts here, and then for my fillers I started to add a little bit of paint and some pearl drops. I'm not sure what those are called. Kind of like rhinestones, but they're little pearls. And then also, in addition to this, I would go through and I would add some more fillers, and I gave you a list of some ideas for fillers, but I put, you could try little pen marks, so you could add, and I do this sometimes, you can add little pen marks like this, and I would just add them. I put on the paper rules of 3. You don't always have to do 3 little fillers or 3 little dots, but I do it in 3 separate areas. So I would do it here, here, and here, kind of in a triangle around the embellishment cluster, just like you would create a triangle of embellishments on your page to keep your eye moving around the page. So I would probably also add a couple more little paint drops or some liquid pearls to that, but like I said, I don't want to waste all my goodies on something that's actually not going on a scrapbook page. And then here I created this one to show you an example of a secondary embellishment cluster. You want to use some of the same type of items that you use in your main embellishment cluster, your larger one, and then just create a smaller version of that. So I kind of kept the triangle theme here with the way I organized these little embellishments, and I would also add a couple more fillers here, like the little liquid pearls, or you can use the back of a paintbrush and dip it in some paint like I did on these flowers, but you could do that around an embellishment cluster, kind of like I did right here. Let's see, some other fillers. I said you could use rhinestones or brads or staples, any little small stickers or die cuts that you have. So here's another one, and this one, it's not finished. I mean, I didn't stick everything down, so you have to kind of use your imagination a little bit, but I folded over some burlap ribbon trim stuff. It's not really ribbon, but burlap trim, and I stapled it to help it stay together better. And then I added, so that's my large thing, including the star. And then my medium ones would be these larger purple flowers. Then I added these small little flowers. And then for fillers, I started to add some rhinestones and paint drops. I would add some more around those, just kind of keeping in mind this map that I created for you guys. So in each one, I have something large in the center, and then kind of in a triangle form around it, I've added medium and small items. These little stars are examples of the little fillers that you could add. Oh, and this would be my little example of a secondary embellishment cluster. I said on the paper that you want to have 3 embellishment clusters, so you would have a main one anchored to like a photo or something on your page, and then you would have 2 more embellishment clusters, a little bit smaller, and you want to use the same kind of materials. Keep a little bit of a triangle shape to it, and with those fillers you can accentuate that too, and then you know, to keep your eye moving around the page. Another example, I have this little patch or this badge that I got from one of the things that we all ordered because it was such a good deal, one of those warehouse sales, I think, and so I pulled that out as my main embellishment, and then I added some little die cut stars or punch outs, and then I added just some little paper dots that I had, and I added some more liquid pearls, and I stapled a couple things together, and then I put on there, you could use your stash of washi tape for secondary and small items. You know, a lot of us have a nice little collection going now, and you can just cut little strips of that, crinkling it up or not, and sticking it under some things for some of those medium and small items. And this is an example of a secondary embellishment cluster that you could use on a page, and you would just create, you know, another one in addition, because you want usually 3 different little areas, and it doesn't have to be as big, it doesn't have to be as much, but just something to tie it all together. And then here I only created one of these because I didn't want, these are stickers, so I can't really stick them back on the page. I didn't want to use up too much of it, but I used some stickers from one of these sheets. This one's an Echo Park one, and then I added a die cut that I sprayed. My chipboard, sorry. One of my favorite things to do with chipboard is just to cover it with those sprays that you can get. These are really old, the Glimmer Mist. But you just spray them, and it only takes a minute to dry or less. So most of these are stickers on here, and then I added a couple rhinestones, and I added some perfect pearls, or liquid pearls, sorry. And I kind of kept that triangle formation again. And for a smaller secondary one, I might use just like a little piece of a banner, and maybe a little button sticker or a little tiny chipboard, and then a couple of those dots as well. So I hope this gives you some ideas about embellishment clusters, and I hope that my map helps you when you're stuck for what to do or how to put together your embellishment cluster. I can't wait to see your layouts, and I hope everybody gives embellishment clusters a try. Have a great day.